Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Restore the Portuguese Empire campaign here in Victoria 2, HPM. So the empire is basically restored at this point. We have secured the pink map in Africa, we have united the colonies of Mozambique and Angola. We've also spammed a bunch of colonies all over the place in the east of Africa as well. Egypt and Sudan and Somalia, and it's all Portuguese at this point. We also got a decent chunk of Nigeria. I mean, you don't need a lot of Nigeria before you sit there with like a bajillion pops, so any little piece is good. We also have a nice little puppet over here in Sokoto, so that's neat. An uncivilized little fascist dictatorship. Obviously though, the jewel in the crown in the empire is of course Portuguese Brazil. Oh man. I should say Greater Portuguese Brazil, as it also includes Uruguay. We're getting some Portuguese pops here. All over Brazil now. It's starting to realize that the Brazilian is just a meme. Brazilian culture never existed and they should all just be Portuguese again. I mean, I don't really know if we're actually getting any assimilation or whether or not... Oh, look at that, 6%. Or whether people are just emigrating from Portugal itself to Brazil. But honestly, it's not that important, because I would much prefer it if these Portuguese dipshits would go to Africa instead, but they don't seem super interested in doing that, so that sucks. But what are you gonna do? I actually calculated it, because I wanted to know how many Portuguese people were in our nation at this point. If we go into our population, we can see that of our total population of 33 million, about 9% are Portuguese, which means that there are actually more Brazilians than there are Portuguese, but you know, I guess that's realistic. Still though, it's quite interesting how close those numbers are. I mean, I don't know how many Brazilians there are today, but isn't Brazil one of the biggest nations in the world? Well, yeah, probably one of the biggest nations as well, but I know there's a lot of people in Brazil. Although I guess we have to count Afro-Brazilian as well when we talk about Brazilians. So that would add up to even more. Yeah, that would be like 17%, which is definitely more than our... Yeah, that's almost double as much as our Portuguese pops. But regardless, if we take and do the math, we'll take 9% of 33 million. That's about 3 million or something like that. And times that by 4 to get the actual population. Because a pop, you know, we have 33 million pops, not actual 33 million people. We get that we have 12 million Portuguese people, which is actually more than lives in Portugal today. I don't know if the Portuguese ever had 12 million in their country at some point. Well, I don't know what the birth rate in Portugal is, but I assume it's somewhat negative. I mean, most of Europe is negative. Well, Western Europe at least. Well, no, Eastern Europe as well, actually, is negative at this point. Even if the populations themselves are growing, that's mainly because of immigration and stuff. Like, I think my country, at least, Norway, is... I think the birth rate is negative, but we still have a decent population growth because of immigrants and stuff like that. Anyways, getting off topic as usual. Now we're really just playing the waiting game here and waiting for the game to end. What's that? Against the Netherlands. Well, as long as you don't invade me, we're fine. Let's see here. Can I get tanks? No? I guess I need tank experiments before we do that. Do not... Yeah, okay, so, well... The one thing we can potentially do now, left to do in the game anyways, is an invasion of Spain in an effort to conquer Galicia from them, because the Galicians do speak a dialect of, well, I guess it's a bit controversial what you would call it a dialect of. I guess that depends on who owns it. If we as Portugal own it, we will call it the dialect of Portuguese. Or if the Spanish own it, well, do the Spanish call it a dialect of Spanish? Or do they... I don't know. Because I really don't. I should just be honest about that. And I am honest about it. What kind of tech do we need? We don't really need anything, but, well... actually, let's get some commerce. Output... Okay, I've already gotten the input once, but... So I guess... well, I guess output it is then. Morocco, no, for fuck's sake. How many times do I have to say no? Also, Scandinavia is invading Morocco, so that's something. But yeah, I don't know, I'll just wait right now. We don't really have much to do. Oh, we're losing a lot of money though, that's not good. Why are we losing money all of a sudden? Oh yeah, we're fighting our army. Well, stop doing that. And also maybe take a bunch of our troops out from the fucking jungle. I assume the force limit is not the greatest over there. Also, are there any Brazilians we need to repress? No, in fact there aren't. Huh. Is it because we put Brazil out of existence? Do the liberation movements go away when you do that? Ireland? No. Didn't Ireland invade Spain, or was that some other game? I forget. But yeah. Also, I've been reading your comments, and even if I haven't been reading the comments on the recent uploads, because in my timeline I haven't uploaded them yet, but I've been getting a lot of people being like, for fuck's sake, can you stop being fascist every game? And yeah, I think I can. So yeah, I think we're gonna become a democracy, especially now that the Brazilians have stopped being annoying. So yeah, there's no more tension here. So it seems we have permanently destroyed the dream of Brazilian independence, and that is good. Also, we have a decision here. Maybe we should do that, because we are a bit late. 1867, yeah. Everyone loses 3 militancy. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, that should actually pump it down to 0. Maybe we'll want to save that, though, for when we go and become a democracy. Which we can do right now, actually. So yeah, let's fuck it. Well, are there any reforms we want to do before we become a democracy? And do we even want to become a democracy? Can't we just become a dictatorship? Although I guess no, fuck it. Let's become a proper fucking democracy. Also, for those who wonder, I guess I talked about this in the previous campaign, but well, maybe the campaign before that. Well, it doesn't really matter, but closed borders is not a good way to gain colonial migration, because it actually prevents people from migrating out of their continent. So, I mean, if your nation has a capital in Africa, it can be good. So say, I mean, I imagine if you're playing as like South Africa, it could be a good policy, although I don't really think not a lot of people are leaving South Africa, so I guess it's not super useful. But it was kind of useful in our Vietnam campaign though. Because it essentially stopped people from moving to, well, Africa, and forced them to move into our holdings over here. Once again though, that's a bit off topic. Fuck it, let's let people vote. I think the upper house will automatically adjust itself once we go only landed. So there we are. So does that change anything? Hold election. What is this? What? We have tension again? Are the Brazilians back? No? Well, what are you on about then? Suppress this now. Huh. Well, whatever. Oh man, it almost saddens me a bit that we have to go democracy, because people are so calm now that we have totalitarianism. But what are you gonna do? I kind of feel like it fits the campaign to go become a democracy. For some reason though, the dictatorship is still around, and we can't actually hold elections. So I don't really know what the point of the law or whatever we just enacted is, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so I keep getting people voting, right? But it doesn't actually change my government form, so I guess we'll change the upper house then. Let's do appointed, or based on the population. Nah, I don't think appointed really does much though. Well, now I'm interested to see what happens if I click it. Because what happens if you have voting and appointed? How does that work? So now we can appoint, or not. I guess we have to wait a bit. The right to vote. a bill has come before the government in Lisbon regarding the current enfranchisement of the Portuguese people. The discussion so far has been that expanding the voter base has only led to problems, and this bill would tighten the restrictions on voting to the point where entire groups of people would have their voting rights removed. Passing the bill would no doubt cause problems, but the government seems determined to do so. Let it pass. That would cause too many problems, or don't bring this up again. Yeah, don't bring that up again. It's an interesting event though. Regardless, we're gonna get a bunch of the reactionaries. And more people will become reactionary. Let's do that. So now we have a bunch of reactionaries, cool. Well, presumably though they will potentially prevent me from increasing liberties and shit like that. Maybe I need to put it at based on population in order to get the event that may... Ooh! Nice! Another state. Yeah, I didn't comment on it, but see, this is... I don't even know anymore. So here we have like, what, 3% Portuguese people there, yeah, no one there, barely 1% here. And in this dumb state down here, we have a huge-ass state that has 38%. Yet here we're nowhere close getting the state, but here we can get it. I mean, yeah, I don't even know. Like, I only started encouraging bureaucrats here in the beginning of the episode. Originally it was at like 0.90 something percent, so it didn't really take much in order to tip it over there, but yeah, now we at least have another state. Let's get some factories. What do these memes produce? Nothing useful, but we can get like a lumber mill or something, I don't know. Alright, I'm starting to regret my decisions a bit here. Because now the upper house looks like this. And the stupid... the dumbass political parties do not seem to be very interested in giving me any more reforms. And despite me giving people voting and upper house, we still can't do anything. Government form do not allow anything. Well, what to do then? Yeah, no, so I really don't know what to do here. I can't get any more reforms, and we just dropped down a rank. Presumably that's because I keep getting a bunch of events that kill my prestige. Because I'm fascist. Guess that's deserved, but you know. No! Brazilians are back! Kill them! No! That's horrible. What? I give you democracy and the first thing you do are like, oh no, independence. Well, I guess technically we haven't actually given them democracy, but whatever. But seriously though, free press. Well, I would, but I can't, so I won't, I guess. Stupid upper house. Huh. We were actually able to spare the Ottomans. That's kind of interesting, actually. What? We can form Arabia? That's funny. Let's do that. Yeah. Sure, let's do that. Form Arabia. So we're gonna basically steal a bunch of land from the Ottomans in Najd. Interestingly enough, though, the British have the southern part of it, but I guess that doesn't count. I guess this is sort of supposed to represent modern-day Saudi Arabia. Yeah, those borders look pretty Saudi Arabia. Well, except for the fact that they have northern Yemen, right? Which was an independent state at some point. So, sure, let's ally the Ottomans. Balfour Declaration. Let's do that. Although I don't think there's any way for us to actually force the Ottomans to stop having Eastern Rumelia. No, I don't want to support you. I mean, I did just spare you, but that doesn't... Oh, well, okay. That's okay. I mean, by this point... no, actually, the Bulgarians were able to stick around, and they're... Are they a majority? Well, I guess you would have to sort of do the math to figure that out, but... still interesting enough. Heavy armament, oh yes. Although actually, let's get some army NCO training. I'm getting a bunch of military tech here, because I'm still thinking hard about the war against Spain that we might do. But now I'm kind of disappointed actually that we didn't get to become a democracy. Like, the totalitarianism is sort of preventing us from getting any real militancy. It's at least going up very slowly. So, aren't we already allies? Or did you do something stupid? No? Well, I saw there was a war going on, but I guess no one got anything from that. Sure, I'll ally Italy. Maybe he can help me against Spain when that time comes. If it comes. It's not actually decided yet, is it? Well, I haven't decided it yet. Also, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm testing out some bureaucrat encouragement here, and look at that, the numbers are actually rising. We're at 0. Holy shit. Uganda is now at 0.92. It started out as like 0.15 or some dumb number. Huh. For some reason encouraging bureaucrats actually works now. Who would have thought? Yeah, maybe we'll actually get some more states then before the game ends. I mean, we don't have a lot of time now, but, you know. Capitalists, whatever. Still though, no democracy. Oh, what are you doing these days? Are you invading France again, or are you getting invaded? Ah, you're invading France. Don't do that. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want, to be honest. But I'm not gonna help you. Getting closer though to being able to invade him. We need to lose another what? 5? No, actually less than that. Yeah, we need to lose about... Fuck off, people. I don't want to join your wars. 3 infamy? Or 2 infamy? 2.2, I think. Which we could easily get rid of, actually, if I found some meme nation to release. But, I mean, if I don't have to release any more nations, I don't necessarily want to. I mean, there is Transvaal, maybe, that I could... Or, what is this called? Zuazi. Oh, this isn't it. It's at 1%. Make it a state then. Yeah, can actually do it. Holy shit, Uganda is a state. Build industry. Still though, they don't have any good resources. They just have cash crops, but that's fucking awesome. People are finally actually migrating. Let's get some Ugandan plains. That sounds like a perfect produce thing for this region. Yeah, look at that. These states now actually have better administration than my Brazilian territories. So that's funny, but whatever. Yeah, let's find more places to turn into states. This is great. Well, so much for having crushed the Brazilians' desire for independence. They just rose up a lot. And that's after I crushed the revolt up here for the nation of Pernambuco. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Oh my god, look at all these fucking stacks. Ugh. Ugh. How annoying. But what are you gonna do? Other than kill them, that is. Getting real close now to being able to invade Spain though. So that's fun. Which I definitely think we are going to do at this point. Yeah. Spain is still in our sphere, so we have to pay some infamy to get them out of it. But they hate us because I've ditched them so many times now, so it's going to be easy enough to invade them. One thing we could also maybe hope for is that if I can maybe like drag this war out a bit, we might also be able to get enough militancy to convince some of these stupid ass conservatives to give me a republic, or maybe actually for once in the history of existence we might even accept Jacobin rebels. Although I think they might revoke a bunch of my social reforms. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I guess we could use this game as a bit of a learning experience about the whole whether or not they do that or not. Because, you know, it could be useful information. Well, I know for a fact it is useful information if I knew that. So these are the kind of events I'm getting sick of. Scandinavia. Well, I guess we can insult Scandinavia. That's not a problem. Right, so let's kick the Spanish out of our sphere. Hopefully that does not give them a bunch of allies, because that just cost me an infamy. Who now? These guys again? I just killed you like... just now. Well, I guess there's not a lot of them this time, because we did sort of kill them. let's send some Egyptian troops up here. Some, well, I guess these are actually troops from all over Africa. But I guess the gathering point was in Egypt, so that's why I refer to them as that. Ha! There are, there are enough Brazilians in Setúbal for them to actually get rebels here. I wonder what would actually happen if I let them hang around for a while. Would this state flip to Brazil? That'd be fucking hilarious, like reverse colonization. That would be some major keks. Regardless though, we can invade, well, we can begin the justification anyways, against the Spanish, and yeah, no one has any real relations or anything to them. Can I ally France? No, I cannot, they hate me. So does Italy. Yeah, a lot of people hate me, I've been rejecting them a lot. For some reason Ireland still likes me though. But that's fine. We might even call Britain in on this war. I'm not really sure yet. I don't intend to add any war goals, mainly because I can't really afford it in terms of infamy, but what are you gonna do? Let's justify this shit. I hope that it works out. Yep, no, the math works out. We do... Even if we get caught immediately, which we did, so that sucks, we still are under the infamy limit, so it's all fine. It's all good, and I think I might even keep these armies here in Brazil, because if we're gonna have these kinds of revolts, I want to actually have a true presence here. So yeah, we're gonna do that. What in the world? Have I been misunderstanding this a bit? No. I think, yeah, because this number matches up with this number. But this number is now over 1% over here, but over here it's just 0.25 for some reason. That doesn't make any sense. Who's doing the math here? This is stupid. Damn it, socialists, go away. Yeah, well, none of them actually revolted in the homeland. Where are these guys? Oh, of course they're in Brazil. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, but that'll be easily dealt with, unless they are also in Africa, because I've kind of been shipping my troops from Africa to Europe, but they are not in Africa. The Africans, they know how to stay in line, it seems. That is good. That is indeed good. Are we getting the, Yep, we're getting the Casus Belli any day now. Well, yeah, there we go. Spanish menace, yes. Spanish must be dealt with. More reforms. Okay, let's try based on population, just because maybe that's the trigger to get the event. Because I know that, like, you can see the event pop up from time to time, right? It's like the Bolivian thaw that happened. Although I don't think I showed it on screen, but you can see they're a republic now, or you know, democracy. Although I think republic is indeed a democracy in this game. Even if you can technically be a republic and a dictatorship at the same time, IRL, but let's not think too hard about that. Let us instead end the episode. And in the next one, which might be the last, we'll invade Spain. I don't know, I'll have to try and keep an eye on how long the next episode ends up. And then I'll make a decision on whether or not the next one will be the last episode, because I have a tendency to spend a lot of time derping about and you know, looking over the world and admiring the beauty of the culture map mode. So we might spend a lot of time doing that, but we'll see. We'll see. I feel like I've been pretty decent in this Let's Play to keep the episodes not overly long, like they do have a tendency to be on my channel. So yay! Anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode, and until next time, bye.